world's largest continent. It covers over 17.2 million square miles, accounting for approximately 30% of the total land area and 8.7% of the total surface area of the Earth. As of June 2019, it also housed more than 4.6 billion people. Asia is composed of 48 countries, with a few sovereign territories and special administrative regions thrown in for good measure. Many Asian countries, including China, India, Japan, and South Korea, have global power and influence, with 1.5 billion and 1.4 billion people. Respectively, China and India have the world's largest populations. They also have two of the world's largest economies. China's economy is the largest in Asia and the second largest in the world, while India's economy is the second largest in Asia and the fifth largest in the world. Other Asian countries are noticeably less prosperous. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 10 poorest countries in Asia in 2022. These are the countries with the lowest GDP per capita and the most people living in extreme poverty. Some of these countries have been experiencing rapid economic growth, but not all of them have been able to take advantage of this opportunity. Top 10. Pakistan. Despite the fact that Pakistan is full of natural resources, 40% of its population lives in extreme poverty. Government corruption and elitism, religious and secular conflict, and a lack of democratic ideals are all contributing factors to this dysfunction. In addition, the country spends the majority of its national expenditures on defense, while only 2.6% of its total GDP is spent on education. As a result, roughly half of Pakistan's population is uneducated. Top 9. Syria. Syria rarely shares official economic data, so economists must make do with their best guesses, which paint a bleak picture. As of 2017, approximately 80% of Syrians lived at or below the poverty line, a 45% increase since 2007. The main cause of the sharp rise in poverty is the Syrian civil war, which has destroyed healthcare infrastructure and educational facilities. Education is one of the most effective means of escaping poverty, but due to the conflict, roughly half of Syrian children no longer attend school. Syria has also experienced very high levels of inflation in recent years, reaching a high of 121.3% in 2014. Top 8. Myanmar. Around 26% of Myanmar's population is impoverished, with the majority of the population living in rural areas, which account for 70% of the population. Poor government planning, internal unrest, a lack of foreign investment, a large trade deficit, and insufficient infrastructure and know-how to take advantage of the country's natural resources are the main factors contributing to slow economic growth. Top 7. Cambodia. Cambodia has a scarcity of human resources and a high level of income inequality. Despite recent economic achievements, the country remains impoverished, and the government has done little to build the necessary infrastructure to lift millions out of poverty. Top 6. Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is Asia's sixth poorest country in terms of GDP per capita. Approximately 32% of Kyrgyzstan's population lives in poverty. The main causes of poverty in Kyrgyzstan are the country's reliance on agriculture and the country's people's lack of knowledge and resources. Kyrgyzstan also has few natural resources of interest to the rest of the world and can only export cotton and tobacco. Furthermore, many areas of Kyrgyzstan lack adequate banking and financial services, which discourages investment and stifles economic growth. Top 5. Yemen. Yemen ranks 168th out of 177 countries on the United Nations Human Development Index, indicating that it is one of the world's least developed countries. Yemen's poverty is a result of the country's ongoing civil war, corruption, and economic mismanagement. As a result of the civil war, an increasing number of Yemenis are living in poverty. Approximately 79% of the population is poor, with 65% classified as extremely poor. Top 4. Tajikistan. Tajikistan is consistently ranked as Asia's third or fourth poorest country by most measures. Tajikistan's economy is stalled due to a lack of infrastructure. Many skilled people leave Tajikistan in search of better job opportunities, leaving the country with one of the world's largest remittance economies. Furthermore, Tajikistan's civil war in the 1990s destroyed approximately one-fifth of the country's schools, depriving children of the ability to receive an education, which is one of the most important factors in reducing poverty. Top 3. Nepal. Nepal's poverty is caused by political insecurity and corruption, a lack of industry, and the country's reliance on agriculture. Despite its abundance of natural resources, Nepal has not capitalized on them by exporting them to other countries. Top 2. North Korea. North Korea may be the poorest country in Asia, but because the country's government is notoriously secretive and rarely shares data, economists must rely on expert estimates. The totalitarian regime's poor governance is blamed for North Korea's poverty. In North Korea, the free market is almost non-existent. It is estimated that 60% of North Korea's population will be impoverished by 2020. Top 1. Afghanistan. This mountainous country is beleaguered by ongoing armed conflict, government corruption, and widespread income inequality. The Taliban retook control of Afghanistan's government after the United States and the United Nations withdrew their troops in mid-2021. While the long-term impact of this change on Afghanistan's economic situation is unknown, the Taliban's ongoing conflicts with ISIL, as well as its forced closure of female-owned businesses and refusal to allow girls to attend school, are widely regarded as conditions unlikely to lead to a more robust and stable economy. What do you think of our list of the top 10 poorest countries in Asia in 2022? Is your country among those mentioned? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.